So everybody has a vice, right? Everybody, has a vice, things that they do. Some people drink. People like drinking. It's fine. Some people like to smoke weed, right? Weed smokers? No? I'm not a cop. Is that why everyone's quiet? Do they have a cop? No, there's no cops here. I don't know. Maybe there could be cops. Are there any cops in the audience? Really? Fuck. Well, this story is me confessing to a crime, so it's fine. Are you a vice cop? Alright, that's fine. Now he's quiet. I don't smoke weed. Weed makes me paranoid. It makes me paranoid that the cops are going to come into my room and find my cocaine. I have a different order. I'm just kidding. I don't hide cocaine in my room. I hide it in my body. Sometimes I like to smoke weed and then play a game, hide the evidence. I play that game. All right. Yeah. I used to do a lot of coke, and I thought it would be appropriate to wear this is a nice coat, right? I stole it. I stole it from my stepdad on Thanksgiving. He's still not my real father, but he's got great style. So I took his coat. I thought it would be appropriate to wear a nice coat from the 80s if you're going to talk about cocaine. Right? Yeah, right? And Spencer was like, oh, don't feel, too scared. But there are going to be some older people in the audience. They invented cocaine. So. I saw some silver foxes. We'll hang out and put my nose in your hair later. It's kind of adorable. I used to use a lot of coke in my early 20s. I'm 31 now. In my early 20s, I used to use a lot. I didn't have a coke problem. I had a lot of problems when I was doing a lot of cocaine, and when I stopped using so much cocaine, I found that I had a coke problem when I was in my early 20s. That's what I'm trying to say. And I don't know. Last year I relapsed, and this year has been a reminder of why I don't use coke anymore. Last year, I guess. It was New Year's, so I had a couple lines. It's New Year's. It's New Year's. Get off my back. I was good for a really long time. I didn't use for a while, and then I saw a movie, Wolf of Wall Street, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Cocaine is delicious. And it also showed that you could have you could be incredibly successful while having a debilitating addiction. So I had this thing in my head, if you ever done a drug before, if you ever introduced yourself to a drug, if you just keep, it's like that. If you've ever introduced yourself to it, and you think about it a lot, it will show up again. It will make itself present again. And that's what happened. Saw the movie, just kept thinking about it. Oh, coke would be great, fantastic. And I went into my this bar that's near my house. It's a towny bar. It's called Route 101. I probably shouldn't talk about actually say the name of the bar. Because it's a coke bar, and if anybody wants cocaine, you can go to Route 101 if you want. It's on Sutter and Van Ness. I don't know the address. I don't know the address. I never look at the address. I just go into the bathroom. And there will be cocaine for you. It will be there for you. After not doing it for a long time, I went in there. I've gone to this bar a lot. I go and I play pool, and I usually just keep to myself. But once my coke senses awoken again, I saw a completely different bar. When I went there, I realized that everybody had really everyone was having engaging conversations. There was a lot of sniffling going on. Yeah, and then what happened? Yeah, and then what? I was this is a coke bar, and I never realized it before. So I was well, fantastic. I'm in the mood. So they call it last call. and I was going into the bathroom while one of the members of the bar was coming out, and I stopped him, and I was like, "Hey, man, not to be weird or anything, but is somebody holding here?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, Rich, I didn't know that you. Yeah, absolutely. You want a bump?" And I was like, "Well, I mean, you know, I don't want to be weird or anything like that, but fuck yeah, I want a bump." I mean, there's some people here. Some people don't know what a bump of cocaine is. Does everybody know? There are people who don't know. I guess you can just jingle your keys if you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so some people know. It's just a little bit. You can put it on the tip of a key. And there's lines and there's rails, I guess. It's like a TED Talk for cocaine. That's basically what I'm doing. TED Talk. How am I teaching white people about cocaine? All right, anyway. But anyway, I've never, almost the smallest amount of cocaine. And I have, cocaine is like pizza to me. Like, I've never had just one slice of pizza before, you know? Like, I've never, had just a bump of cocaine. Like, you have, a little bit, and you're like, yeah, that was really nice, but, when am I going to get the whole bag, you know? And so you just end up following someone around like a creep, you know? Your hunter senses, oh, yeah, tell me more about, things I don't give a fuck about. Coke, fuck! But you can't be weird. You can't be weird about it, you gotta be cool. So anyway, I waited. I kept sort of stalking this guy, talking to him, making small talk or whatever. And last call, we go outside. A bunch of us were all smoking cigarettes, just hanging out, having a good time, smoking. And everybody leaves, and just me and him. And he's like, "Hey man, you want to come up to my place and smoke some weed, just hang out?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure. That sounds like fun." Now you all know I don't smoke weed, right? But I thought maybe I could get some more blow from him. Also, Coke, call it blow. That's fine. So we went up to his place. And we're hanging out. He's really nice guy. And he offers me, he's like, "Hey, do you want some Chinese food?" I was like, "No, I don't want any Chinese food." I don't want Chinese food. He's like, oh, you want some weed?" I was like, I don't want any weed either. He's like, "Oh, you want some more blow?" I was like, "Oh, well, if you have some, I don't want to be pushy or anything like that." And he was like, "Yeah, I got you. Hold on a sec." And he goes into his kitchen, and for a little bit, and he comes back out, and it's like this golf ball size, it's a snowball, like a golden fucking. That's what I heard. I didn't know that cocaine could make sounds, you know? So I was like, oh, what the fuck? And he was like, "Yeah, man, this is all for you." And I was like, "What? Fuck? Are you an angel?" And I was like, it was a weird thing. I was like, "I can't afford that." He's like, "No, man, free of charge. This is just for you." Now, any other, dude in the audience, or anybody in general, is another dude giving another, you don't just give a person large amounts of cocaine. Let's try to fuck them, right? That's weird. But I've been out of the game for a while. I forgot. All I heard was, "Free cocaine! Free cocaine!" That's it. So, yeah, mirrors, they're very useful. So I was like, "Well, man, I can't give you the money for it." He's like, "It's fine, this is all just for you." I was like, "I don't even know, I haven't done blow in a long time, I don't even know if I could take that down." And he held it in my face, and he looked at me and he was like, "I believe in you." I was like, "Well, let's carve this motherfucker up then." Just chopped it up. I wish that I enjoyed chopping up vegetables, as much as I like cutting up rocks of cocaine, I would be a much healthier person. But there's something about it, you know? There's something about it. I don't know. It's my favorite seasoning. Yeah, so, and then we're just talking, right? Just two guys, one just getting high off cocaine, one just smoking weed and watching the other dude, you know? And I'm just sitting there, just line after line after line, just getting higher and higher and higher. And we're talking, we're like making this connection, like we're just talking as friends, you know, telling each other about our past and telling each other about what we want to do in the future and relationships and like things that we're into, like sexually. And then next thing I know, he was like, hey, do you want to watch some porn? And I was like, well, this is your house, you gave me all this coke, do whatever the fuck you want to do. So he put on, weird, right? I know, I didn't want to be rude. And you're like, obviously you're like, oh, maybe you should take it with you, but you can't take cocaine with you. I couldn't get a doggy bag for like coke, you know? I know, I'm struggling with the story too, it's fine. But, so he puts on this porn, and it's instantly like the most racist porn that I'd ever seen. So like, it was called like The Mask or something like that. And the basic premise was there were like some white people who worked in an office space, and then one of them went to Africa and then came back from Africa with a mask. And then when you put the mask on, you were transported back to Africa and you got to have sex with the natives. Yeah, right? And I was like, oh, well, this is interesting. Fuck. Oh, what can I do? You know, I was like, oh, well, all right, you like interracial porn? I guess I've seen it, you know, I may have seen it before too, but nothing like that. Oh, it was insane. And it was all like just one thing after another. Like the scenes were just like, you know, black dude, white girl, white guy, black girl, two black guys, one white girl, two white guys, one black girl, you know? And then he like stopped it there. He was like, whoa, well, we should, I mean, this might be a little uncomfortable for you. I was like, really? Now? Really? That's where we're drawing the line? Is that? I don't know. It's weird. He started jerking off. I just sat there because I didn't finish. I just sat there while he jerked off. Yeah, right? I know. This is my mother's favorite story. And it was like he was jerking off, and he was like, oh, like aren't you getting like horny? Don't you want to jerk off right now? And I was like, no. I was like, but I thought that's what you came up here for. I was like, no, man, I came for the drugs. I didn't come up for all of this. Oh, how confusing, you know? It's like the hunter had become the prey. You know? I didn't want to make it weird though. He was like, well, do you mind if I finish? I was like, well, do you mind if I finish? He was like, no. So he came, and then I left, right? Shortly after. And I didn't realize how weird it was. Like I was so high, like I didn't realize how weird it was until I started coming down, like a couple hours later. I was like, what a great time. I love San Francisco again. It's amazing. You know, I just got to meet a stranger and connect. And it was hold on. There was, oh no. Did you let a stranger jerk off in a room with you after he gave you a plate of free cocaine? I was like, yes. I did that shit. But, you know, I just don't make it weird. Obviously, you know, I should, you know, stay the fuck away from it. It's like all the boundary lines that you put in front of you and the things you wouldn't do. I just end up snorting them. So, I don't know. But, and I still go back to that bar. We'll still be smoking cigarettes outside, like, afterwards. And he'll be like, hey, you want to come up and smoke some weed? And I was like, fool me once. No, I'm going to go home. Thank you. I'm going to go home. I have someone who it's fine. Oh, it's kind of a heartwarming tale, right? That's right. Well, that was a weird story. And it ended the show on a high note. Oh. My name's Richard Toomer. Thank you.